Hello and welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live on this Sunday afternoon. And from Yankee Stadium, it's do or die. It's win or go home in round one of the 2021 MLS Cup Playoffs. Day two of the playoffs is here as New York City FC, the 4 seed in the Eastern Conference, takes on Atlanta United, the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. The winner will take on the New England Revolution in the conference semifinals. We're off and running in this one. It should be a good game. Although New York City have home field advantage as the higher seed, some would give the edge to Atlanta United just based on their postseason history. Of course, a few years back, won MLS Cup under Tata Martino. I know we're long removed from that pretty much, but it's still an optimistic time, no doubt about it, for Atlanta United fans, especially considering the way they ended this regular season. New York City FC, though, a talented team in itself with the league's leading goal scorer, Valentin Castellanos. We're underway. New York City FC in their traditional light blue colors, Atlanta in black with red stripes, and it'll be a New York City FC corner kick early on here, taken from the far side. Remember, in the MLS Cup playoffs, each round, single elimination. No more two-legged contests, as this is Atlanta United trying to work the counterattack down the right wing. Here's Ezequiel Barco laying it forward for Moreno, but Moreno couldn't quite get there as it's scooped up by Sean Johnson, goalkeeper of New York City FC. That'll go out of play for an Atlanta throw-in. George Bello to take it. Bello, who's had some time with the U.S. men's national team, wasn't in the most recent call-up for the last 2 World Cup qualifiers, but definitely in the mix. I'll get the graphics up here. Sorry for the delay in that aspect, as this ball falls back to Maxime Chanot. Chanot of Luxembourg, one of the smallest countries in the world. Now it's in the midfield, possessed by Santiago Sosa. And what's good? Tolly's Art and Game Channel, welcome into the stream. I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. No worries if you can't hang around. I completely understand, but I appreciate you stopping by. And tripped up there for New York City was, I believe, Maxi Morales. Yeah, it's Morales down. He was taken out by Marcelino Moreno. And already things getting a bit chippy at Yankee Stadium. What's going on, Shauna? Welcome in to the stream. Glad to have you here, as I'll get a scoreboard up momentarily. Yeah, that's a bit of a reckless challenge, really, from Moreno. And New York City were pleading for a yellow card, and I certainly think they may have a shout, no doubt about that. But no booking, just a foul. And so I'll get the scoreboard up for you guys. Free kick taken, and that will sail all the way over the end line for a goal kick. Since New York City FC, I should say, play at a baseball stadium, they do have one of the smallest fields in MLS, as Brad Guzan is under some pressure. Guzan going out wide, and Atlanta working out of the back. All right, there we are. On the turn, it's Joseph Martinez. Martinez, the Venezuelan, now sending it wide for Moreno. Moreno floating it across towards the back post, but seeing that one out was Alexander Callens. And it will be a goal kick. 5 minutes in, both teams attacking minded from the start, and that's what you tend to get here in games at Yankee Stadium, since the field is pretty small. There's a lot of end-to-end action typically. A reminder, the winner will take on the New England Revolution, my MLS club. I'll be going to that game. Whoever the Revs face, that game will take place Tuesday, November 30th. So the Revs just waiting for a long time. In fact, 23 days between their final regular season game and their first playoff game because the one seed in each conference gets a bye. So it was New England in the East, Colorado in the West. But at least the Revolution will know their opponent in the next 2 hours or so. James Sands back to Sean Johnson. Johnson, a long ball forward, letting it go was Brooks Lennon. Lennon, the outside back for Atlanta United. Let me quickly go over the starting lineups. First, for the home side, NYCFC, they are led by Norwegian head coach Donny Dela, who's done a nice job, it has to be said. Sean Johnson in goal. The four at the back include James Sands, Malte Amundsen, Maxime Chanot, and Alexander Callens. The two holding mids are Alfredo Morales and Tavon Gray. Rest of the midfield made up of Jesus Medina, Maxi Morales, and Santiago Rodriguez. And then up top, the goal scorer, Valentin Castellanos, won the Golden Boot in MLS for the regular season. On the other side, for Atlanta United, they're led by Mexican head coach Gonzalo Pineda. In goal is Brad Guzan, three at the back, Santiago Sosa, Miles Robinson, U.S. international, and Alan Franco. In the midfield, it's George Bello, Mateus Rossetto, Luis Arujo, and Brooks Lennon. And then the three up top, Ezekiel Barco, Joseph Martinez, and Marcelino Moreno. So that's how it looks like for both of these sides. Driving forward here is Barco. Barco on the turn, the Argentine. Looking for support. Fouled after the pass. The referee says play on. Now it's Lennon. Faking on the cross, and now it's moved into the middle with Rossetto. Under a bit of pressure was Santiago Sosa. He lost it, but Atlanta quickly win it back. However, it's turned over to Maxime Chanot. What's good, Pablo and Bargov? Welcome into the stream, guys. Bargov's pulling for Orlando. Yep, Orlando will be in action Tuesday night against Nashville, and I hope to be on the call for that game as well, actually. All I have to say is let's go New England. Let's go New England. I'm repping the shirt today. I'm anxiously waiting their playoff game. I already purchased tickets, so the Revs will play the winner of this game between New York City and Atlanta in the Eastern Conference semifinals. What's good, Ryan? Welcome in to the stream, Ryan. Glad to have you here, man. As this is held up by Marcelito Moreno. Moreno to George Bello, and now Alan Franco. Pablo says Atlanta's winning. Yeah, I mean, even though NYCFC have home field advantage and are the higher seed, I am leaning towards Atlanta. I really am. I thought they finished off the regular season pretty strong. And just the talent they have on their roster, I think they're arguably the better side, but we'll see how it plays out. You never know in these one-match, single-elimination knockout games. Of course, yesterday didn't disappoint as the MLS Cup Playoffs opened up. This goes wide, and now Atlanta looking for a cross. It's not a convincing one from Brooks Lennon. Sean Johnson is there. Yeah, glad to see you guys here on this Sunday afternoon. Obviously, a day highlighted by NFL action, but hey, that we can't overlook some MLS Cup playoff action. Since my team, the Patriots, played Thursday night, I decided why not go on and cover some MLS Cup playoff action, because I'm not going to be able to be on the call for my team, the Revolution's games, because I'm going to be going to their playoff games, at least their first one, and hopefully more after that, as long as they keep winning. What's going on, Rainer? Welcome in. Rainer says, go Atlanta. All right. Got an Atlanta fan in the house. Here's Moreno on the left wing. Overlapping run from Bello. Moreno cutting towards the middle. Now a pass to Martinez. He lays it back and trying to return it to Joseph Martinez was Arujo. Couldn't get it there. Luis Arujo from Brazil. That'll roll out for an Atlanta United throw-in. Miles Robinson to take it. And what a year it's been for Miles Robinson, has really established himself as a starting center back for the U.S. men's national team. And has also, of course, impressed at Atlanta United this season. This is a long ball forward. Header by Chanot. Settled by Medina in the midfield. What's going on? Is it Jaron? Welcome to the broadcast. Another Atlanta fan in the house. All right, we've got Atlanta United fans left and right here on the stream. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. As you guys can tell, I'm a Revolution fan, so definitely have keen interest on this one because the winner will take on the Revolution. Can't wait to go to that game at Gillette Stadium a week from Tuesday. Leaping header, won by Alfredo Morales, and a foul called against Atlanta. Bit of a sloppy start from both teams, to be honest, as Jesus Medina went down for NYCFC, and the foul called against Sosa. What's good, Jeffrey? Welcome in. Glad to see you, Jeffrey. Yeah, and that is a clear foul on Sosa. Dangerous set piece for NYCFC. Brad Guzan setting up his wall. It is a free kick from a long ways out, but we'll see what NYCFC can make from the service. It's eventually sent in towards the back post. And getting on the end of it was Medina, but it's right to Brad Guzan. Actually, that was Castellanos on the end of the service, who got to the inside of Bello, and the flag went up anyways, as he was in an offside position. Guzan, a heavy touch. And now New York City back with it. 13 minutes played, and we're scoreless at Yankee Stadium. Glad to have your company. Day 2 of the MLS Cup Playoffs. Philadelphia with a thrilling win over the New York Red Bulls yesterday, scoring in the 123rd minute. Basically the final kick of the game in extra time. And then an impressive showing by Sporting Kansas City as they took down the Vancouver Whitecaps 3-1. What's good, Ryan? Welcome in. Yeah, I know, Jeffrey. I know, as this is promising for New York City, but the flag is up again. Another offside call against the hosts, or else it could have been trouble for Atlanta United. Yeah, the Bills are getting crushed right now by the Colts. I have been checking in on that game. That's crazy. Yeah. So as long as the Colts hold on, which it looks like they will, the Patriots will go to first place in the AFC East. That's great news, no doubt about that. My prediction, I'll say 2-1 Atlanta. I'll say 2-1 Atlanta. I think these two teams are very evenly matched, to be honest. I could see this game going to extra time, maybe even penalties. We'll see. But yeah, I don't see this being anything more than a 1-goal game. But we shall see. Definitely think it's going to be tight throughout. And now here come NYCFC. A great challenge right there. All ball from Alan Franco. And now it's played ahead to Marcelino Moreno. Quarter of an hour played in New York. Winner go home. The winner will meet New England in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The loser will see their season come to a close, as this is headed towards Moreno. However, it's a clearance away by Callens. Over it comes to George Bello of Atlanta. Bello holding. And now finding Barco. Barco, a burst of speed, sliding challenge, and it's perfectly timed by Maxi Morales. New York City FC could be in business now. Down the left wing, it's Santiago Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Morales. Morales, left-footed cross, but it's comfortably handled by Brad Guzan. I'll tell you what, some real good tackles so far in this match. It's been a physical game early on, but a cleanly played game as well thus far through 16 minutes of action. This is Barco moving towards the middle. Another slide tackle and another clean challenge. Here comes New York City, but the flag is up as the runner, Valentin Castellanos, was a step offside. That assistant referee on this near side has been very busy in the opening quarter hour. That's what, 3, maybe 4 offside now calls against New York City FC, who have been the aggressor and have had the majority of the possession so far. Taking the free kick is Alan Franco. Thanks, everyone, for your company. I've been looking forward to the MLS Cup Playoffs for a while now. It seemed like the regular season just wouldn't end. But we're finally here. MLS Cup Playoffs underway, late November. Next season, it'll be a bit of a different calendar. The season will start about a month sooner, and therefore end a month sooner because of the World Cup. So at this point, next year, MLS Cup will have been about 2 weeks ago, which is crazy to think about. This year, MLS Cup, December 12th. And hopefully, it'll be at Gillette Stadium, fingers crossed. And the Revolution will be playing in MLS Cup. But still a long ways to go until then. And as I mentioned before, typically the MLS Cup playoffs, very unpredictable. Especially with this format that's been in place for about 3 years now, the single elimination format throughout. Oh, look at this nifty move to the end line goes Moreno. Moreno's still going, and he'll win a corner kick. Defended nicely by Tavon Gray. Barco just so flashy with the ball at his feet. Sorry, Moreno, I meant, and Barco for that matter, as it will be Barco taking the corner kick. He elects to go short. Here is Araujo back to Barco. Barco's pass intercepted. It's a good read. And now New York City looking for the counter. Great switch of play by Morales. Passed ahead by Medina. Medina lays it back. Promising cross, but Guzan is off his line and handles that one. Quick rollout to Matheus Rossetto. Game already starting to pick up its tempo. Just under 20 minutes played at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. First round of the 2021 MLS Cup Playoffs. This is held by Araujo. Now he finds Robinson. Look at that, right behind Yankee Stadium. You can see the train going by. This comes back to Guzan. Oh, a great header. And now it finds Barco. Barco into New York City's half. Plays it forward for Moreno. Moreno, burst of speed, edge of the 18-yard box. His shot is stifled. James Sands with the block. It will go out on the far side for an Atlanta throw-in. Brooks Lennon heads over to take it. Bit of a chilly afternoon in New York. Could always be worse, though, at this time of year in the Northeast. Good opportunity here as the throw-in goes short to Lennon. Sosa crossing all the way through, but a poor first touch let down Alan Franco. And in the end, Gray was there to clear for New York City. Sosa with a cross that somehow made its way all the way through. And yeah, Franco would love to have that chance back for Atlanta United. And here is a head injury. That's why the referee immediately stopped play. Down for Atlanta United, I believe, is Alan Franco. Head coach Gonzalo Pineda having a couple of words with Brooks Lennon, the midfielder for Atlanta United. You have Atlanta 3-2. All right, Ryan. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Should be a good game. No doubt about that. This is the first of a doubleheader today. In the MLS Cup Playoffs. 6 first-round games. 2 were yesterday, 2 today, and then 2 on Tuesday night before the conference semifinals next week. Yeah, New York City FC were frustrated because they thought they were going to create a chance right after that collision. But with the head injury, the referee has every right and really should stop play immediately. Just the precautions you have to take. And look at that, Aaron Boone, the manager of the New York Yankees, in attendance for this one at his home stadium. Great to see Aaron Boone supporting New York City FC. He did sign a contract extension through 2025, even though my Boston Red Sox beat his Yankees in the wild card game. I'd like to remind all Yankees fans. Santiago Sosa. Now Bello. Moved ahead for Barco. Barco in tight space finds Moreno. And it's a challenge worthy of a whistle from Jesus Medina. Free kick awarded to Atlanta United. The free kick coming up for Ezequiel Barco. Barco fakes. Now it's swung in by Araujo. New York City knock it away at the edge of the 18-yard box. Now all the way back. Bello for Guzan. New York City have it once more. This is Tavon Gray. James Sands opens up. Sands looking for the switch. Sends it to the left wing. That'll be a foul against NYCFC. Down went Brooks Lennon. 25 minutes in, still scoreless in the first round of the MLS Cup Playoffs. The 4 versus the 5 in the Eastern Conference. Winner will take on the first place team in the East, New England Revolution, who got a bye. 7 teams from each conference making the postseason, remember. And there's a foul against New York City. Down went Barco. The call against Medina. A lot of fouls here in this first half. No real rhythm to the game. And it makes these set piece chances all the more important. Johnson will set up his wall. Looks like New York City will put 4 players on the wall here. Barco looks to be the one taking it. He'll go for goal, but it's straight into the wall. Back it comes, and a strike from distance by Sosa never really threatened Sean Johnson, as he had that one read all the way. 27th minute now in the Bronx. Guzan gives it away, and there's a foul against Santiago Sosa. A warning, but no card. We've seen a lot of warnings so far throughout the first half. It's only a matter of time before a yellow is shown. Yeah, stomped right on the foot was Alfredo Morales, who shakes it off. He seems to be all right. It's both Morales and Amundsen standing over this New York City set piece. Morales, dangerous ball directly forward. Edge of the box. It's a weak cross played on the ground. Atlanta looking to clear. And now they win possession. This will find its way on the near side with Moreno. Moreno driving forward for Atlanta United. Still Moreno. And now George Bello. Barco. Bello crossing. Deflection on the way. And that will find Johnson. About a half hour in. Thanks for your company, as it's the opening weekend of the 2021 MLS Cup Playoffs. New York City FC now in the attacking third. Santiago Rodriguez looking wide, but that'll go out of play. Well, let's get Jeffrey welcome in. Jeffrey says, "Go Vikings." Yeah, I've been checking in on that game. It's been a good one so far. It's been a good one. A reminder that the MLS Cup playoffs continue with a doubleheader of conference semifinals next week. On Sunday at 3 Eastern time, it'll be Sporting Kansas City against an opponent to be determined. And then at 5:30 that same day, it'll be Philadelphia against an opponent still to be determined as well. So an exciting doubleheader on tap in the MLS Cup playoffs next week. As New York City try to make something of this trip into the attacking third. It's a headed ball by Miles Robinson. And now a foul against New York City. Barco is down as the foul was called against Amundsen. the outside back for New York City. How about George Bello? Great awareness on that last New York City attack to just slide in at the precise moment to clear that one away, because it could have been danger for Atlanta United. What's good, Nate? Welcome into the broadcast. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, Jeffrey, the Revolution will be playing Tuesday, November 30th. So not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday against the winner of this game, actually. Yeah, I already purchased tickets for that game, actually. So I'm super excited. I'm going with 5 friends of mine. So I can't wait for that. Yep, so it'll be Tuesday, November 30th when the Revs take on the winner of this game between New York City and Atlanta. Yeah, big game for your Cowboys indeed, Nate, against Kansas City today. Absolutely, absolutely. Should be a good one. No doubt about that. Here is Rossetto. Franco to Guzan. 32nd minute and still awaiting the first goal. Do you think Cowboys Chiefs is game of the year? I mean, you never know. It has the potential to be. Out it goes for an Atlanta United throw-in. And clutching his face here is, I believe, Alfredo Morales, although I'm not entirely sure. So play momentarily halted as both teams still search for the breakthrough goal. How about Atlanta United with and without Joseph Martinez? With Martinez playing 24 games, 1.6 points per game. With him out, 10 games and 1.2 points per game. And the goals as well increased by 0.2 a game with Martinez on the pitch this season. So just his presence, a huge impact for Atlanta United. I know, Nate. I know. The Colts are destroying the Bills. I know it. That's crazy. That touch from Gray out of play. Quick throw in by Atlanta. It's back with Moreno now. Wide it comes for Barco. Into the middle with Rossetto. Atlanta looking for the switch. This will find Bello on the left side. Atlanta very patient here in possession. Now they move it to the opposite side. Joseph Martinez. Out wide it goes for Moreno. Now into the box. Could be onto something. Back it comes to Moreno. Squares it for Barco. Barco now on his left, delaying. He won't pass. He won't shoot, I should say. Instead passes, and now Moreno from distance. And it flashes just wide. It was a slow rolling ball. Johnson still had to make a diving effort, although it did go just marginally wide of that left post. Yes, Nate. Orlando are in the playoffs. Yep, they'll be taking on Nashville on Tuesday night. I'm hoping to be on the call for that game as well because I don't have school on Wednesday because that's the start of Thanksgiving break, which will be should be good. I'll have more opportunity to do some games. So that's a nice move. Barco breaking free for Atlanta United. Barco still going. Barco into the box. Now tripped up, but it's a clean challenge from behind by Maxime Chanot. And that will be a foul against Atlanta. Challenge from behind from Alan Franco. And he'll have to be careful or else he could be cautioned. How about Ezekiel Barco, though, on that last chance? All the way from midfield, taking it into the box himself And in the end, just I think was going too fast to really settle and take a shot as Chano came sweeping in to steal it away from the speedy Argentine. Jeffrey says go Steelers. Nah, I can't stand the Steelers. As a Patriots fan, I've never liked Pittsburgh. Here's Sean Johnson. About 10 minutes left in the half, and quite a risky pass right up the middle for Alexander Callens, or rather James Sands, but he does all right. Bello steps in. Sands. Morales. It's turned over. Robinson with the steal for Atlanta United. Araujo with a poor pass to Barco. Who did that last touch? They say Atlanta. Quick throw and taken by Santiago Rodriguez. Sorry, MLS Cup is December 11th, by the way. I mistakenly said the 12th. It's on the 11th. Still no goals to show for. What's been a tightly contested opening 37 minutes thus far. We'll see if there's a breakthrough before the first half concludes. Thanks, everyone, for your company. Winner to the Eastern Conference semis to take on the Revolution. On the ball is Sosa. Sosa wide for Moreno. And now Alan Franco. Oh, great ball chipped in behind. Will it be saved? Yes, it will, but the cross bounces right into the arms of Sean Johnson as Brooks Lennon chased that ball down for Atlanta. Medina into the feet of Maxi Morales. Floats one into the box, headed back, edge of the 18. Shot is blocked, back for Morales. Now settled by Medina. Could be a chance, but closed down at the last moment was Maxi Morales. Atlanta United with some last-ditch defending. And what could have been right there for New York City. Ball headed down to Morales, and his first touch just a bit too heavy in the end. What a promising opportunity it was. NYCFC back with it again in a long-range effort. Parried away in a spectacular diving save by Brad Guzan. As it was Alfredo Morales going from a distance for goal. Great save as Brad Guzan got his left hand of that one. Corner kick now coming up for New York City, who it seems are gaining more confidence by the minute. The fans on their feet at Yankee Stadium. In-swinging corner kick. The header away by Atlanta. Moreno looking for help. It's a nifty move. Still under pressure and eventually drawing the foul. Five minutes plus stoppage time left in the opening half in this first round matchup. And now here's Marcelino Moreno. New York City back with it. Sent wide, but it's too far ahead to track down for Jesus Medina. And that's more of that sloppiness that I alluded to earlier. both teams really have been just not on their game quite yet. Get the sense that both teams are capable of more. It has been 14 days since the last time these two teams played. Of course, last week was the international break, so that's why there was a 2-week gap between the end of the regular season and the start of the postseason. I suppose not quite ideal, but it is what it is. Now it's Sosa. Pass cut out by Amundsen. It will be an Atlanta United throw. Going back to that Maxi Morales chance. It's actually a header by Miles Robinson that led to Morales having that opportunity. And credit to Morales for making that run. But yeah, that first touch just let him down a bit, and Robinson with a nice recovery to clear it away. Best chance yet for New York City FC. Although moments after that Alfredo Morales opportunity was a good one as well. On the ball is Moreno. Alexander Callens gets a touch. And now it's blasted forward. Could be a tricky one. Guzan, edge of his box, collides with a teammate. But in the end, Alan Franco gets a touch. New York City not done. This is James Sands. Surely a foul, and it is. Right at the edge of the 18-yard box. The foul committed by Franco. And will this be a card? Yes, it will. Well, Alan Franco was walking a thin line, wasn't he? And one more foul was surely a yellow, and that is indeed the case, as he is booked. And yeah, a moment of hesitancy for Atlanta United as Castellanos was trying to get on the end of that bouncing ball that was at the edge of the box, but not into the box. So Guzan was a bit in no man's land. In the end, Atlanta dealt with it to the best of their ability, but now it has led to a New York City free kick from about a yard or two outside the 18-yard box from the right side. Will this be a shot? Will it be a cross? What's good, Adam? Welcome into the broadcast. Here is Medina, curling effort. But getting a touch was Brooks Lennon. New York City float one back in. It's settled inside the 6, and the shot is in, but the goal won't count. The flag was raised. The celebrations put on pause. The finish there from Alfredo Morales. Or Santi Rodriguez, I beg your pardon. That was Rodriguez. Question is, did George Bello by any chance keep Rodriguez onside? I'm not sure he does. It definitely is extremely close. VAR will have a look, and we'll see what the verdict is. You've been watching the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A. Nice. Yeah, I saw that. Napoli lost to Inter earlier today. Yep. How are my teams doing? Yeah, you mean for Boston sports? Pretty good, actually. The Bruins beat Philadelphia last night. Celtics won a back-to-back. They beat the Lakers on Friday, of course, and then Oklahoma City last night. Yep, Revolution will play the winner of this game. So yeah, that's the format, Adam. New England will play the winner of this game in the next round. And it's single elimination every round. So it's not 2 legs for each round. It's 1 game at the higher seed. Loser is out, winner moves on. And there it is. It's confirmed that Santiago Rodriguez was in an offside position. So the goal does not count, but New York City FC continuing to pose a threat in the attacking third. We're in the first half stoppage time now. And yeah, Adam, it looks like the Patriots are atop the division as the Bills lost to the Colts today. So overall, it's it's been a solid week for Boston sports. Hopefully that can continue. I'll be going to the Revolution game a week from Tuesday in the Eastern Conference semis against the winner of this one between New York City and Atlanta. Here is Maxi Morales. The cross delivered. Atlanta once again on the defensive, as they have been for much of the half. Adam saying New York City will win this game. Yeah, I mean, by the first half performance, I can't disagree. I thought Atlanta would win going into it, but New York City have been the better side in the first 45. 2 minutes being added on. We played 1 minute of stoppage time, and that's a heavy tackle as Maxi Morales draws the foul. Free kick for NYCFC as Brooks Lennon took him down. Yeah, he got none of the ball right there. Right decision from the referee, it has to be said. Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so, Adam. Anything can happen in these one one game elimination games, single elimination games, I should say, where if you win, you move on. If you lose, you go home. So, um, anxiously excited for that one. I'm going with 5 other friends, so looking forward to it. What's good, Colin? Welcome in. Yeah, Patriots are absolutely gaining some momentum. Dangerous cross, but the header from Castellanos is straight at Brad Guzan, and that will be the last action of the first half. Through 45 minutes in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, it's New York City FC 0, Atlanta United 0. No goals, but plenty to talk about after an intriguing opening 45 minutes of play. As we welcome JT into the stream. Yep, Colts blew out the Bills. I know it, man. 41-15. That is quite the blowout indeed. I'll be back in a moment. And yeah, that's a fair point, Adam. That's a fair point. Nashville are a tricky team because they are draw specialists. I guess they're like the Burnley of MLS, I suppose. I'm back with the halftime report in the moment. It's the first round of the MLS Cup Playoffs. No score between Atlanta and New York City at the break. And welcome into the halftime report, everybody. New York City FC unveiled their 50th mini pitch in New York City. 26 more mini pitches are planned. So, congratulations to them. That's great that they're setting that up in the city. I went to New York City a couple years ago, and I saw at least a couple in the city, which is a great opportunity, for kids to play in the city where, let's face it, there's not a lot of grass available to play on an actual soccer field. So those mini pitches are a great opportunity for kids in the city to become better players and play the beautiful game. Yeah, Pat's back on top. Absolutely, JT. You love to see it. You love to see it. It's absolutely brilliant. Yep, I'll be on the call for Patriots Titans next Sunday, so I can't wait for that game. Should be a good one. Meanwhile, here in the MLS Cup Playoffs in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, it's 0-0 between New York City FC and Atlanta United. And if you had to play the first half highlights, it would be a lot of New York City creating chances. In fact, they did score a goal, but it was chopped back immediately as Santi Rodriguez was in an offside position. But I think after those first 45 minutes, you have to be optimistic if you're a New York City fan right now after what you saw through the opening half of play, because this is a team that were attacking minded throughout, creating chances, making things a bit uncomfortable for Atlanta United on times. And in the end, Alan Franco did pick up a yellow card. So it seems like Atlanta are a bit on the back foot, and they haven't really generated all that many chances whatsoever themselves at the other end. Sean Johnson has only need to make a couple of saves, if you can even call them saves. Has been a really easy afternoon for him. The shots are 4-2 Atlanta, though. But as I mentioned, Atlanta United with not all that convincing of opportunities, and Atlanta do have the edge in possession, 62 to 38%, which does surprise me a bit. Overall, though, I thought, especially towards the latter part of that first half, it was New York City with more of the chances and looking like the more promising side when it comes to the chances created. And yeah, I know, Adam. I know. Yeah, Bills just got destroyed today. I'll step aside for a quick moment, look ahead to the second half, and talk about what's going on elsewhere on a busy weekend of MLS Cup playoff action. Stick around. All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to see you, Brayton. And yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Watch out for that man. And yeah, as you say, Adam, the Titans couldn't even make a statement today. I know. Reminder that the 2021 MLS Cup will be December 11th. It'll be here before we know it, really. 0-0 at the half here on opening weekend of the playoffs between New York City and Atlanta. Fans enjoying themselves. Let me get you caught up on what happened yesterday. It was an epic day of playoff action. Philadelphia taking on the New York Red Bulls. And how about Jacob Glesnes with an 123rd minute game-winning goal, taking it down with the chest, an unbelievable strike off the half volley. 1-0. The Union score in the last minute of extra time. And in the Eastern Conference, it'll be Philadelphia taking on the winner of Nashville-Orlando. That'll be Tuesday, 8 Eastern time. And then New York City, Atlanta, the winner of this game will take on New England. That should set up some good conference semifinals as we now go to the West. Sporting Kansas City taking on Vancouver. This was an interesting game. Sporting Kansas City were up 1-0. Vancouver tied it. The lead would be reclaimed by Kansas City in the last minute of the first half. And then Graham Zusi with an absolute banger from way out. Upper 90, no chance for the keeper. And that was the goal that really clinched the victory for Kansas City. And they move on to the conference semis. They'll take on the winner of Seattle Real Salt Lake. That Seattle RSL game is Tuesday, 10:30 Eastern time. And in Portland, Minnesota, which is coming up next, the winner of that one will play Colorado. Colorado, who are the 1 seed in the West and got a bye. And that Colorado conference semifinal game will actually take place on Thanksgiving Day, which should be interesting. And then Sporting KC semifinal and the Philadelphia conference semifinal will be a week from today. And then that Revolution conference semi will be a week from Tuesday. So even though the Revs got a bye, they have the last conference semifinal, which is interesting how the schedule panned out. But I guess it makes sense because they couldn't play on Sunday since the Patriots are home that day. Well, as mentioned, Minnesota-Portland is coming up 5:30 Eastern time. These two teams have played a lot of close games. And this season, actually, Minnesota has won both of the meetings between, or rather against the Portland Timbers. The Timbers, the higher seed, however, it should be an interesting one out west. Looking forward to that one in the last game of today's doubleheader of action. Yeah, that Philadelphia Red Bulls game yesterday was crazy. I thought we were heading to penalties as well. But yeah, the Union get the job done. They're moving on. Who will move on between New York City and Atlanta? We'll find out next. The second half is on the other side of this break. And welcome back in to coverage of New York City FC against Atlanta United, round one of the MLS Cup Playoffs. About 4:20 local time in New York as the sun sets and we get ready for the final 45 minutes, or at least we think the final 45 minutes, but of course it is the playoffs. So if it were still to be tied at the end of the 90, we would see this game go to extra time. An additional 30 minutes would be required, and then if tied after that, penalties would decide who moves on. But we're still a long way from that possibility, but something to definitely keep in mind is Adam asks, how do I see Portland, Minnesota going? Oh man. I'm reluctantly taking the Timbers. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a wild game. I say Portland like 3-2. I see it being a crazy game. I don't know, man. Though I could see Minnesota winning. I'm going to take the Timbers. They're at home. I'm gonna roll with them. You think Nashville will beat Orlando? Yeah, it's another tough call because it's two teams who definitely have a drastically different playing style. But yeah, I can't knock you for taking Nashville in that. What's good, Todd? We got Todd in the house. No subs for either team to start the second half, by the way. As we are underway in the second half, Atlanta now going from left to right, New York from right to left, and that's a great challenge from Tavon Gray of New York City. Yeah, thanks for saying hi, Todd. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I know Buffalo really did. They really did get destroyed. Great result for us, Pats. No doubt about it. Patriots top of the division, baby. You love to see it. Love to see it. No doubt, man. You're on the ball for Atlanta is Santiago Sosa. New York City back with it. This is played into the feet of Munson, and now a bicycle kick effort. Castellanos sends it wide. Got to appreciate the athletic effort by Valentin Castellanos, the leading goal scorer in MLS. As Miles Robinson got a touch and actually teed up perfectly for Castellanos to at least attempt that bike, but couldn't put it on frame. Didn't really have enough power either. NYCFC in the regular season had 14 goals between the 45th and 60th minute. And that's the most in the league. And Atlanta shouting for offside. Don't get the call. Attempted cross by Morales deflects. Miles Robinson gets ahead to it. And now Atlanta clearing. This is Ezekiel Barco. Barco gets the return. And now a nice ball played to Brooks Lennon. Lennon, one-touch cross. Martinez, the header. And slipping right around the penalty spot was Barco as he lost his footing. And that's a poor pass out wide. Turned over by Atlanta United. You think Seattle Real Salt Lake will go to penalties? Yeah, I mean, it could. You never know, as this is a through ball in behind and the cross is cut out. That'll go for a corner kick. Well, Gray has been solid defensively for New York City and making contributions on offense now. Here's a dangerous ball through to Castellanos. And a looping ball, and it's into the net. Valentin Castellanos puts New York City in front. The most bizarre goal you'll see, but Castellanos will take it. Surely a mishit, but it finds the back of the net. 49th minute, and the breakthrough goal has arrived. Only fitting that the leading goal scorer in MLS puts New York City in front. It was a great cross to Castellanos at the back post and a poor shot, let's face it, from Castellanos. He took it on the volley one time and it hit the ground right in front of him, looped high into the air, a couple feet above the crossbar, and just dipped down at the last second and went in as Medina purposely didn't play that ball, let it go, therefore no offside, and it's NYCFC in the lead early second half. Wow, what a wild goal that was. 7th goal in the last 5 games for Castellanos, and Yankee Stadium is buzzing right now. It's big time for the home side, and now let's see how the visitors in Atlanta respond. But as I was saying, Adam, yeah, I don't know, man. I have Seattle taking that game in 90 minutes, but we'll see. We'll see. RSL, hey, they probably shouldn't have been in the playoffs because of that controversial non-call in the final game of the regular season, as this will be a handball called against George Bello. Free kick going out. Wow, what a crazy goal. Castellanos, it has to be said though, was left wide open. Whether it was a lucky goal or not, Atlanta needed to do better with their marking. You can't let Castellanos be wide open at the back post with a chance like that. Here's Santi Rodriguez. Now New York City looking to double the lead. Edge of the box. It's now Castellanos. Cross sent in. It's all the way through. Here's the strike, and it's blocked wide. What a chance as that ball fell to Malte Amundsen. It will be a corner kick. No, Todd. I'm from New England. That's why I'm a Patriots fan. I'm from Massachusetts. I live about 10 minutes from Gillette Stadium. That's why I'm an all-around Boston sports fan. I live just outside of Boston as the corner kick is coming up here for NYCFC. Morales, the cross. Atlanta first to it, and now Barco will pass it across midfield. Not able to get there was Marcelino Moreno. Well, this game has come alive all of a sudden. That first goal, perhaps the key of really opening up this game. Now it comes on the left wing. Dangerous cross sent in by Amundsen. Go all the way towards the far corner. Medina clips one in the box. Morales with a great move. Morales still going. Tempted shot deflects over the goal. It will be another corner kick for New York City FC. They have come out firing here in the second half. And Atlanta United in some trouble, although it is still just a 1-goal game. It's a short corner, played back. Morales off the post, and the header is in. The flag stays down. New York City double the lead. It's Alexander Callens. And it's 2 goals in a 5-minute span for NYCFC. Yankee Stadium is jumping right now as the lead is doubled. Maxi Morales with a powerful strike, which I believe was tipped by Guzan off the post, off the bar. Yep, it was. But then Callens, unmarked, there to put in the rebound. He's not missing from that range, about 2 yards out. And New York City FC are loving life right now. What a start to this second half. 2-0, and even more of an uphill climb for Atlanta United here. "25 goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half for New York City this season now. That is remarkable. They're a team that starts the second half strong more times than not, and that's once again the case here in this opening round of the MLS Cup Playoffs." Oh, okay, Todd. Okay, sorry. I understand now. You're asking others. As New York City once again are on the attack. In trouble is Franco, but he will win the free kick. I don't know if anyone else in here right now is from Seattle. Um, I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Oh no, in trouble here is Franco. Maintains his composure. Sliding in was Maxi Morales, but it will find the hands of Brad Guzan. Thrown out wide for Brooks Lennon. A lot of work now for Atlanta United. That'll go out for an Atlanta throw, and things getting a bit chippy. As Santi Rodriguez went down after getting maybe shoved a bit by Araujo. And then Araujo went down after that. 10 minutes gone in the second half, and Atlanta just seemed to have lacked their composure here. You can see the looks in their faces. They just seem defeated at the moment and frustrated with themselves. But still a long way to go in this one. That's not going to help Atlanta, though. A poor giveaway. They will give the throw in to Atlanta. George Bello to take it. "56 minutes in the books." Quick free kick by Atlanta. And now it's sent into open space by Rossetto. Rossetto again. That'll be a foul called against James Sands. Barco surrounded by blue jerseys. Comes back to Miles Robinson. And now Alan Franco. Now to play for an NYCFC throw. We've now played 57 minutes. Header by Castellanos. One back by Barco. Joseph Martinez went down. Play continues. Barco, edge of the box. Moreno going down. It's a clean tackle. Out for a corner kick. In with the challenge was Malte Amundsen. Standing over the corner is Brooks Lennon for Atlanta United. It's an outswinging ball towards the back post. Leaping header well wide in the end from Alan Franco. 58 minutes in the books. NYCFC by 2. 2 goals scored early in the second half. First it was Castellanos, then it was Callens. The winner to take on New England in the conference semifinals. Foul here going against New York City. Or no, rather, it was out of bounds. New York City will get the throw in. I beg your pardon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Adam. I definitely understand where you're coming from. Here's Arujo. Didn't have much help. And now it's Rossetto. Araujo with a flicked on pass, turned over, and now the other way. It's New York City FC. Clean challenge, says the referee. He's letting plenty go. At least he's been consistent in that aspect. Franco ought to be real careful, though, in particular for Atlanta. He's on a yellow, remember. The only player that's been booked so far this afternoon. Clean tackle there from Santiago Rodriguez. And here is he. Rodriguez playing it forward for Castellanos. James Sands. Played ahead by Gray, and the cross finds the hands of Guzan as Maxi Morales managed to save it. That's a great punt. Here come Atlanta. It's a possible 2v2 sent into the path of Joseph Martinez. And what a stop. Sean Johnson with an outstretched arm gets his left hand to that one and parries it wide. Joseph Martinez, always a real danger. Here's a corner kick quickly taken by Atlanta. Looping cross. This will go all the way near the far corner, and unable to settle was Marcelino Moreno. Well, Brad Guzan with a great low punt, finding Moreno, who then slipped one into Joseph Martinez. Left-footed strike was looking good until Sean Johnson made a fine stop to keep Atlanta United off the board. What an exciting second half this has been so far. Just over an hour into the match. Half an hour to go. NYCFC up 2-0. Coming into the game will be Mulraney. Mulraney replacing Sosa, and that's the first substitution of the game from either side. See if that change from Gonzalo Pineda makes any sort of difference as Atlanta United's season is on the line at Yankee Stadium. All right, Adam. I'm in, man. Rodriguez. That'll roll out for Medina. Yeah, Pablo, it's not looking bright for Atlanta right now. This could be a third for New York City. But a clean challenge from George Bello. He came in from behind, had to get the ball, and did. Or else it could have been a third for NYCFC. NYCFC just not stepping off the gas and winning a corner is Jesus Medina. NYCFC certainly in the driver's seat. Here comes the corner kick from the far side. It's an in-swinging ball, getting ahead to it was Mulraney, but now Morales back in, and The cross had to be dealt with by Guzan. He got a foot to it. New York City not done. This is Gray trying to slip one in for Maxi Morales, but a bit too much pace, and that'll head out for a goal kick. Letting that one go was for Atlanta. Number 22. Let me get that substitution. Hold on. I think I mistook Mulroney. I think it was 22 who went in and not 23. Yeah, that is the case. It was actually Jurgen Damm who went in. I beg your pardon, not Mulroney. So that was the substitution by Atlanta. It was Damm replacing Sosa. 65th minute. New York City on the attack again as that's chested down by Brooks Lennon to Brad Guzan. Oh, and that's a poor giveaway. Could be a chance. But Castellanos' pass was just too far ahead for Maxi Morales. Do I play games? You mean like video games? Or I assume that's what you mean? I don't play video games, no. But I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. As that goes out of play on the far side. All right, sounds good, Pablo. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Here's a through ball down the left wing. Oh, and Mulroney did go into the game. So there were two substitutions. And I'll let you know who else came out. I thought Mulroney came in. So did Damm. So I'll get the other player that came out in a moment. As that cross is floated over the bar by Jurgen Damm of Mexico. Yeah, Ole did get the sack. Yep. I woke up to that news. I heard last night that there was a good chance he was going to be sacked, and then it became official this morning. You wanted to play as a United team, yeah. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before that happened. I mean, after yesterday losing to Watford 4-1, that was the last straw, really. 3/4 through the match now. Chested down at the edge of the box by Alfredo Morales, and that ball kept in play. What an effort by Valentin Castellanos, but no. The assistant referee says it did go over the end line. Bit of a delayed call, but it will be a goal kick in the end. It's definitely close. As that goes out on the far side for an NYCFC throw-in. Into the middle. It comes to Rodriguez. Rodriguez pass intercepted. And now here come Atlanta. Nice steal by Castellanos. Oh, and that pass from Medina gets all the way through to the hands of Guzan. NYCFC, though, just all over Atlanta United. Header there by Alfredo Morales. Now Amundsen. Yeah, probably, Adam. You're probably right. Yeah, it was an impressive win for Tottenham. Caught some of that game in the morning. Yeah, yeah, comeback victory. So gotta give Conte credit. I always liked him as a coach ever since his Chelsea days. Really. What's good, Vaughn? Welcome in. This falls to Castellanos. A bit of a juggling act. Castellanos going down. No call. The referee was right there. No penalty given. And now hitting the deck was Marcelino Moreno. It's one back by New York City FC. Soccer over football? Yeah, what's wrong with that, Vaughn? What's wrong with that, man? Hey, my Patriots aren't in action this Sunday since they played Thursday night, so I decided I'd do some MLS Cup playoff action. I mean, hey, it's the playoffs, so I wanted to be on the call for some playoff games, especially since I won't be able to do the Revs games since I'll be going to their playoff games. I already got tickets to their conference semifinal next week. I mean, if this was a regular season MLS game, then yeah, I would have done an NFL game instead. But since this is the playoffs, I decided to go with MLS. Why not? This comes wide with Dom. Atlanta trying to cut the lead in half and revive some hope. Here's the cross, but Sean Johnson was alert, able to snatch that away as George Bello was looking to create the chance. Yeah, going back to that Castellanos penalty claim, Brooks Lennon appeared to have tugged his shirt. That certainly appeared to be a missed call. VAR did not intervene, however. Very interesting. Here's Jurgen Damm. Damm crossing. First touch from Chanot. And New York City will clear out to midfield. 71 minutes played. What's going on, Anastasia? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Well, the U.S. men's national team, of course, just wrapped up a couple of World Cup qualifiers. The women's national team will have an international friendly against Australia. The second of their two friendlies down under will be Tuesday, November 30th at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. You heard that right. 4 a.m. start. Of course, Australia, I think it's, 16 hours ahead, something like that. I won't be getting up for that, but maybe some will. I got up for their games in the Olympics, but Olympics and World Cup, I'll get up, but not a friendly. Well, it was Valentin Castellanos 3 minutes into the second half, opening up the scoring. Bit of a wild goal, really, and then nothing wild about the second goal. Powerful effort from Maxi Morales, parried off the crossbar by Guzan, but on the rebound, Collins left wide open, heading it into the back of the net. And making it a 2-goal game. Oh, really, Adam? I didn't even know about that going on right now. Wow, wow. Marseille Lyon suspended after 6 minutes. Jeez. Tell you what, the fans in France are just out of control. Let's face it. That's crazy. Jeez. I did not know about that. So that must have happened what about an hour or two ago. Yeah, World Cup does start a year from today. That's right, Vaughn. That's right, man. Let the excitement begin. Absolutely. Can't wait. Can't wait. Wish it was in the summer, but you know, it is what it is. That ball was saved nicely by Brooks Lennon. Lennon looking to cross, the block by Alfredo Morales. That slips by Mateus Rossetto. NYCFC throwing just over a quarter of an hour left, and Atlanta running out of time in perhaps their season. The New York City FC fans bundled up, out in full force for this one. And liking what they're seeing from their team. Can they close it out, New York City? Nice job there by Santi Rodriguez to draw the foul and win a free kick. Yeah, that would be crazy, Adam, if the USA end up being in England's group for the World Cup. This is chipped over the top, but Guzan quickly out to meet that ball. 75 minutes in the books now from the Bronx. New York City with the steal. Medina. And now a shot from way out. A bit of an ambitious effort from Alfredo Morales. Going wide in the end. Can't fault him for taking that shot, though. Brad Guzan will take the goal kick. James Sands, New York City looking for a third. Atlanta win the header, and now it's controlled by Dom. Well, it comes back to Guzan, who I don't think was entirely expecting that pass. In the end, clears. And now it's with the other keeper, and Sean Johnson. His pass out of play. Barco. Out wide for George Bello. Time running out for Atlanta United. Trailing 2-0. Now it's Moreno. Moreno trying to stay with it. But a great slide tackle there by Tavon Gray. Rodriguez trying to fight through, and he will get the whistle. Free kick for Atlanta. Well, later on today, it's Portland Timbers taking on Minnesota United. That's 5:30 Eastern Time. Should be a good matchup out in the Western Conference. That'll be the fourth of 6 first-round games. The other 2 will take place Tuesday night. All right, Todd. All right. Wow, that's that's quite bold of you, being from England, but you say you support the USA if we're in England's group. All right, fair enough, man. I'm happy to hear that. I'm not sure if your English friends are happy to hear about that, but here's Brooks Lennon. He goes down, and foul called against New York City with a dozen minutes to go. This is taken ahead by Franco. Now George Bello. Bello out wide. Down the left wing come Atlanta United. The cross is dealt with by Maxime Chanel. Throw in for Mulroney. Still going is Ezekiel Barco. Barco to Brooks Lennon. On the right side, it's Jurgen Dahm. Dahm fakes the cross. Now it's Lennon in swinger, headed clear. And now New York City get it out towards midfield. Atlanta back in possession, still seeking their first goal of the game. It comes to Guzan. Now Matheus Rossetto. Bello. Oh, a nice touch. Into the box goes Barco. Barco looking to cross. New York City clear it again. Defensive-minded our NYCFC for these last 10 minutes or so. Joseph Martinez can't get on the end of that ball. However, Atlanta quickly win it back, unable to maintain possession. Was Alan Franco. And here comes the second card of the game, as James Sands was absolutely wiped out by Marcelino Moreno. So Moreno is booked, and the frustration really settling in for Atlanta United now. The 81st minute. So now Moreno and Franco are on a yellow for the visitors. Up to take the free kick is Sean Johnson. That takes a hop into the hands of Guzan. Can Barco provide a spark? He went down, and a foul called against NYC. Barco quickly back up to his feet, takes the free kick. Atlanta know that every second is precious at this stage. On the right wing, it's with Jurgen Dahm. He gives it away. And now Castellanos. It's out for a New York City throw, as it looks like Ronnie Dela is set to make his first substitution of the game. The starting 11 is still out there for New York City here in the 82nd minute. That will change shortly. On the ball now is Barco. Passed out wide with Mulraney. Mulraney defended by Gray. And Gray takes it away. Nice steal. He's had a real good game, Tavon Gray. Comes all the way back for Miles Robinson. 8 minutes plus stoppage time. That's all that's left here for Atlanta United, trailing 2-0. This will find Jurgen Dahm. Dahm fighting for it. All ball, says the referee. And now a shot from distance. Punched away by Sean Johnson. He's made a couple of nice saves, particularly in the second half. And there's another one. Wow. Powerful strike. Johnson got a fist to it. And now here comes the corner kick. It'll be an outswinger by Lennon. Headed up. Not out of the box yet, but slipping was Moreno. And it's an unfortunate slip for Atlanta as New York City get the goal kick. And finally, the first substitution of the evening for New York City. We'll see who will be making way for the hosts. And now the temper's starting to flare a bit as Barco is getting involved in a little bit of a dust up. It will be Santi Rodriguez coming out, Magno coming in. Talas Magno, just 19 years of age, his first season in MLS. He was acquired from Vasco da Gama in Brazil. And how about this opportunity for the youngster, still a teenager, coming into an MLS playoff game? 85th minute. Throwing for Atlanta. How much stoppage time will we get at the end of the 90? Atlanta looking for the switch. Settled by Brooks Lennon. Barco makes a couple of moves. He's still going. Barco, the return pass for Lennon. Lennon finding Dom, cut back. And New York City will look to clear. Doing so is number 12, Malte Amundsen, excuse me. Here is the 19-year-old Magno. Atlanta win it back. Robinson to Rossetto. Foul called. As the time is against Atlanta. We trail by 2. Both goals coming in the first 8 minutes of the second half. First Castellanos, then Callens. And a strong start to the second half could be what lifts NYCFC into the Eastern Conference semis and sets up a date with the New England Revolution, a game I'll be going to, folks. I'll definitely take some videos that I'll post to the channel so you guys can see what the atmosphere is like at Gillette Stadium for that conference semifinal. This is out for a corner. Barco ready to take it as he blasted the ball. A second ball out of play before taking the corner kick. Here's a leaping header and a diving stop by Sean Johnson. What a half for Sean Johnson. And now New York City the other way. This could be dangerous for Atlanta. Guzan got a touch to it at the edge of his box. Cross sent in by Medina. Now Atlanta with the free kick. There's a good ball in from Barco on that last corner kick. A rising header sent low and with pace. Johnson able to react quickly. Down was Valentin Castellanos. He's back to his feet, appears to be all right. Play resumes. Here's Brad Guzan. Guzan sends one wide. That ball kept in play impressively. Martinez not going to get there. Goal kick, New York City. It's getting hopeless, isn't it, for Atlanta United? Needs something magical in these last few minutes to keep their season alive. Substitution for New York City, their second of the game. It's Roca coming in. Medina is off. Jürgen Dahm, under a minute left until second half stoppage time. Here is Alan Franco. Moreno still going. Cross is cut out. Chano got a touch. Corner kick for Atlanta. How much time will be added? That's the question. George Bello has his cross blocked. Comes back to him. New York City send it out of play. Throw-in as we hit the 90-minute mark. And there will be 3 additional minutes. The board is up. 3 minutes being added on to the second half. It's headed down towards Martinez. Very quiet night for Joseph Martinez. Right as I say that, he gets the ball. The shot is not a good one. High and wide. A miss hit from the Venezuelan. Well, a reminder that coming up, it is the Portland Timbers hosting Minnesota United. Dane St. Clair ready to make his first start since May 8th in that one. It's the goalkeeper for Minnesota who's recovering from an injury, the Canadian. Should be a good one in Portland. About 2 minutes left. New York City, 2 goals to the good. This is Dom. Dom taking it towards the corner flag. Pass is given away. Magno. Now Maxi Morales. Defended by Robinson. He's tripped up. Free kick awarded. A defeated look on the face of Gonzalo Pineda, head coach of Atlanta. Edge of the box, it's Castellanos. Castellanos with a strike over the crossbar. About a minute to go now. The New York City fans are jumping. And there's a red card. Second yellow for Marcelino Moreno. He has been sent off for Atlanta United. Sorry, Alan Franco. Excuse me. Alan Franco shown a second yellow. And Atlanta will play down a man for the 30 seconds or so that remain. Let's see what he did here. Yeah, he was shouting at the official. Probably said something that triggered the referee to bring out the second yellow. Now here come Atlanta. Is there one last chance? Heavy collision there as New York City managed to clear. Will be a corner kick for Atlanta. Maxime Chanot collided with Sean Johnson. Johnson appears to be all right, but Chanot a bit slow to get up. Yeah, overall, definitely a disappointing performance from Atlanta United. Probably the last kick of the game coming up here on the Atlanta corner, but first, it's Alfredo Morales being attended to. He might have been the one that actually collided with Johnson. Chano was also shaken up. But no, I think Alfredo Morales was injured off the ball on a different play leading up to that Atlanta chance. Let's see. Yeah, he went down towards midfield, honestly. Oh yeah, he took a shoulder to the head. Bit of a dirty play from Joseph Martinez. That went unnoticed. Yes, Adam. Yep. That New York City New England game will be in New England. Yep. That's the game I already purchased tickets for. Yeah. So, yeah, since the Revolution were the best team in the league in the regular season, New England will be hosting every game throughout the playoffs, even MLS Cup final, as long as they keep on winning. So, fingers crossed they can keep on winning. First things first, though, they got to take it one game at a time. New York City is up first in the conference semis. And so Alfredo Morales slowly walks over to the sideline. Looks a bit dizzy. So he'll be forced to come out. We've now entered the 96th minute. And so Alfredo Morales is out. Here comes the Atlanta corner. In swinger towards the back post. Getting ahead to it was Valentin Castellanos. Sent back into the mix by Rossetto. But New York City have it. And the final whistle is blown. New York City FC are moving on to the Eastern Conference semifinals. A 2-0 victory over Atlanta United. And they will head to New England in 9 days' time to take on the Revolution in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Second time in club history that NYCFC have advanced to the conference semis. It's their first playoff appearance in 3 years, and New York City advanced to face New England. As this was a battle-tested game, it looks like Sean Johnson is down for New York City, their goalkeeper. He's being attended to by the medical staff. And Atlanta United fall short. A disappointing way to bow out of the postseason as the New York City fans celebrate. And we should have a great conference semifinal on tap between NYCFC and the New England Revolution. I appreciate that, Adam. I appreciate it a lot, man. Glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, that is true, Adam. It is true. The format does reward the higher seeds as they get home field advantage. Maxime Chanot is also down right now for New York City. So a couple of NYCFC players, despite the victory, down at the final whistle with injuries. Looks like Sean Johnson had that right knee wrapped up. Chanot is still down, clutching his right wrist, if I'm not mistaken. And so we'll see how both of those players are for next week's matchup against the Revolution. Moment of the match has to be that Valentin Castellanos opening goal. It really set the tone for the start of that second half. Castellanos wide open at the back post. Didn't hit it well off the volley. A high bounce looping to the far corner. And Valentin Castellanos, yeah, maybe a bit of fortune, but he'll take it. The leading goal scorer in MLS adds on to his tally tonight. 2-0, your final score, as Atlanta United are eliminated from the 2021 MLS Cup Playoffs. So I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast, as that'll do it. I'm Samuel Reese signing off, saying good night, everyone. I hope to be back Tuesday for Orlando, Nashville, as the first round of the playoffs continue. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Bye for now. New York City knock out Atlanta United.